Hello, my beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today we're talking about the Oden's Eye holiday release. This was a crazy smash hit last year. They dropped these two palettes that basically broke the internet, the Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas palettes. These are coming back this year, so everybody who didn't get the chance to grab these during their initial release last year will have another chance this year. Don't sleep on them. I have two videos with these palettes from last year. I have my typical swatch and review video, and then I also have some eye look tutorials featuring these. I'm gonna link those down in the description box. Definitely go and check those out if you want more information about these palettes, because in today's video, we're gonna focus on the two new holiday palettes that Oden's Eye is also releasing this year, in addition to re-releasing these much loved palettes from last year. We're getting two new holiday palettes. Today we're going to go through close-up swatches and my initial review, and then just like last year, I'll release a second video with some eyeshadow tutorials for you. The new palettes are the exact same shape and size as last year's holiday palettes. As you can see, same square shape and size, same layout inside with the circular mirror, and then the 4 rows of 4 shadow layout. This is the Snow Dream palette. It's the one I'm wearing on my eyes right now. And then we also have the Hey Reindeer palette. This is the brighter, more colorful of the two. We're going to take a close-up look at both of these, all the swatches, all the info that you need. I'll just do a quick glance at last year's palettes. I'm not going to swatch these, but like I said, I have a full swatch and review and eye looks. But I do want to give you just a quick look at these, and then we'll move on to the new palettes. First bit of info I want to give for these palettes, releasing and re-releasing as the case may be. November 10th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not sure when that is where you live, a quick Google search will be able to tell you exactly what time that is where you live. So hopefully you can be on the site and ready to purchase if you have your eyes on any of these. As for pricing, each one of these 4 palettes will be priced at $43.90 US. That's the individual price. I do think there will be some bundle options for these. I wouldn't be surprised if they had the 2 palettes from last year bundled, the 2 palettes from this year, and then maybe a set of all 4 of them. I'm not sure what the pricing would look like on that type of thing, but I do expect that there will be some sort of bundle option for these holiday palettes. I also can tell you that there will be a special gift with purchase for these new palettes, at least, because they sent them along, although I don't have any information about how many of these gift with purchase will be available, but there are 2 of these silky scarves that they do for quite a lot of their collections, either the scarves or the ribbons that have the cover art from the fronts of the palettes. I know for my Flora Story palette, for example, they had the silky ribbons that went with the palettes, and they were available as a free gift with purchase for, I believe it was the first 1,000 orders. So I anticipate that these will be something along those lines as well. But like I said, I don't have that exact information right now, so I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but I'm just sort of giving you the info that I have from past launches, and I think this will probably be something similar. And these are only printed on one side, so if you look at the back, you can sort of see the design through the back, but it's just plain white on one side, and then the cover art from the palette on the other side. Let's move on to the palettes now, starting with the Snow Dream palette. Has a really cute little snowman on the front. He is dangerously close to some festive candles down there in the bottom corner. We've got wreaths, apples, gingerbread, cookies, the whole 9 yards. Very garland, very ornament. I like that it's such a literal interpretation. It's fun to have that option. And this is just really cute. I love the attention to detail. I like that it is a similar feeling, a similar style. Obviously, they have the same artist from the palettes last year, but this is a more whimsical, cartoonish type of take, whereas last year's palettes were very ornate, but more of a traditional, more of a I guess, serious take, more of a grown up vibe, and these are more of a whimsical vibe. I like both of the vibes. I like all of the vibes. I'm here for the holiday vibes of it all. The palette has a sleeve that slips off. It's the exact same artwork on the sleeve and the palette itself. And then the shade names are pictured on the back. Then when you open up inside the palette here, there is a small circular mirror. This is the same sort of style they've done for all of these 16 pan square palettes. Then inside we see 4 rows of 4 or 4 columns of 4, depending on how you choose to look at it. Shades in here are a range of finishes. This is a half matte, half shimmer palette, which I absolutely love, but we do see a range of textures within the different shimmers. Some are super foily metallic, those kind of chunky foily metallic shades. Some are softer, more of a satiny shimmer metallic. Others are more sparkly. And then we have the shade Frankincense, which is an absolute stunner. It's a holographic, glittery type of holographic shade. You'll be able to tell in the different swatches just how exceptional the shade is. It reminds me of a shade from the Adept Saturn Sunset palette. This is a crazy, beautiful, super, super reflective, shifty, rainbow holographic. How many more adjectives can I use? I am going to show you this in different lighting. I'm actually just going to go ahead and show you all the swatches in different lighting so that you can see how this looks, because a lot of these shades are very shifty. You can see how they perform in different lighting situations. I mainly just wanted to show you this flash lighting so that I could show off how stunning and sparkly and amazing the frankincense shade is. But then once I did it with these, I just kind of kept doing it with all of them. This is the only shade like this though among all of these palettes, but you know, once I start getting swatches going, I just can't stop. That's kind of the name of the game for me. All of these shadows are swatched with the finger swatches on top, brush swatches below. I don't dampen my brush. I don't use a primer. I don't use a glitter glue. These are just the shadows straight onto my skin. And I always use my e.l.f. flat eyeshadow brush for all of my brush swatches across all of my videos so that I can give a really, really consistent view of how these shadows perform. Personally, the Snow Dream palette is my favorite of the 2 new palettes. I like that we have this really toasty, warm, very gingerbread, classic Christmas type of colors in the second half of the palette, and the first half of the palette was a lot of soft, pretty, light, very snowy type of colors. I enjoyed both palettes, just to be clear, but this one is my favorite of the 2. It's the color story that I gravitate towards the most and just feel the most inspired to pick up and start swatching and putting on my eyeballs. Now we're going to look at the sister palette. This is the Hey Reindeer palette. Same style of packaging. We have, of course, the ingredients listed on the sleeve, whereas the back of the palette has the shade names. So if you have any interest or any need for the ingredients list, I highly recommend you hang on to the sleeve so that you can reference it, especially if you have any sensitivities to any certain types of ingredients. Of course, the Hey Reindeer palette has some cute little reindeer on the front, a little gingerbread looking village, bells and snowflakes, and just again, very traditional type of Christmassy holiday imagery, but in a fun, whimsical, very sweet way. The packaging, again, the same layout, same mirror, all that good stuff, but just with different images on the inside to coordinate with the front of the palette. And here you can see a bit brighter, more whimsical, I guess you would say, colorful type of color story. Not quite as on the nose as far as holiday colors go, but really you can wear whatever you want, whenever you want, in my opinion. So if you want to wear pink and orange, then you can wear that whenever you want to. I think that's completely fine. I really like the gray colors in this palette. I've been wearing more cool tones lately, and I think that the mattes in here are particularly interesting and beautiful. The Hey Reindeer palette is, you might say, not quite so on the nose color story wise. I'm so sorry. I had to make a Rudolph joke. Please forgive me and my mom jokes. But I think this is really pretty, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this color combination. One of the things I really appreciate about the Oden's Eye aesthetic in general and the color stories they build is that they tend to make color stories that are unique and inspiring, but also still have an approachable feeling to them. They're not so off the wall and random feeling that any person would struggle to come up with color combinations, but it also doesn't feel like the same thing I've seen before reiterated over and over again. They play a lot with shimmery finishes and shifty finishes, and that just lends a very celebratory feel to whatever it is they're making. And I think that this non-traditional holiday color story benefits from that very fun, celebratory type of vibe. Drink every time I say vibe in this video. I'm just kidding. Please don't do that for so many reasons. And I haven't checked your IDs. So anyway, let's get back to the eyeshadow palette and stop making fun of myself and the way that I talk about eyeshadow palettes. Personally, I like the Hey Reindeer palette more as a companion to the Snow Dream palette than as its own standalone palette. Not that my opinion on that is the be all end all, but I do like what this color story lends to the Snow Dream palette. So I'm most likely to reach for this as a companion palette, but performance wise, it's spot on. And if this is more your speed color wise, you're definitely not going to be disappointed by any and all of these palettes. It's no secret that I'm a huge fan of Oden's Eye. Obviously, I did a collaboration with them. By the way, my Flora Story palette is still available, but there are only a couple hundred palettes left. And once they're sold out, they are gonna be gone. So, don't miss your chance on those. But all that to say, obviously, I'm a huge fan of the brand. I love their formulas. They make my absolute favorite matte shadows. I love the packaging. It's so beautiful and detailed and whimsical and fun and joyful. All four of these palettes are great. I think you would be happy with any and all of these. My personal favorites, just based on color story, are the Christmas Eve palette from last year. This was a surprise favorite for me last year. I really find this to be fun and interesting, yet approachable for me. As somebody who doesn't really love a lot of blues, this is definitely a surprise favorite for me. Love both of last year's releases, but this is my top pick between those two. And my favorite from this year's releases is the Snow Dream palette. This one's just more of a classic winter, Christmas, holiday type of color scheme. I like that it is really soft. There's a lot of neutrals carrying through here, but we get some great pops of color. I love a super metallic purple shadow. I love a stunning silver metallic. Anything that gives me some purple and green eyeshadows, I always gravitate towards. I really love this purple metallic shade. This holographic silver is just stunning. Some classic reds and greens for the classic Christmas vibe, but presented in a way that it has a softness to it. I just really like this palette. I see myself using it a lot. I love the eye look that I came up with today with this warm gingerbread gold with a soft, bright mint green pop. All of them are beautiful. If these bright, bold, more warm orange pink type of colors are more your speed, then absolutely I think you'll love these. But personally, these two just hold my interest more aesthetically. If you are going to shop for any of these holiday palettes on the Oden's Eye site, Don't forget that you can use my affiliate code. It's just my first name, Amanda, and that will save you 10% on most things on the site. Collaborations are excluded from coupon codes, but if you decide to get any of these regular releases or pretty much anything else from their site, aside from the collaborations, then you can use code Amanda to save a little bit on your purchase. And the way that these sold out last year, hopefully they have a bigger stock this year. I don't think they anticipated so much interest last year, so hopefully there's more. I don't have any insight on that, but either way, don't sleep on these because they sold out crazy fast last year. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about these palettes. Are you interested? Which ones are your favorites? Which colors do you want to see featured in my eye look tutorial videos? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hold on, let me get my coffee. Everybody just ignore the fact that I am using a Halloween mug while filming a Christmas video. I can already feel myself losing my voice. We have too much to film for that to happen. Absolutely can't do it. I started releasing some of my holiday earrings a couple days ago on my Etsy shop. So right now, all the snowflake earrings are available. I'm gonna start putting out the more holiday-centric stuff soon. I do both Christmas and Hanukkah earrings, and then I do a bunch of just like generic winter holiday type of earrings too. So there really is something for everybody. At least that's my goal. But the snowflake designs are already out, and there's going to be a lot more coming soon. Keep an eye on the Etsy shop. It's going to be a good time. Hello. Hello. Merry Christmas. Happy holiday. Doing great. What was I going to say? There's so much good indie stuff coming out this year. Indies really smashed it. It's been that way for the past couple of years, in my opinion. But this year really solidified that for me. I've been compiling my nominees for the best of series that I do at the end of every year, and it is shocking how few mainstream releases are on that list, and how few ColourPop releases are on that list. And that's me talking. I'm like ColourPop stan, and I feel like the indies are just sweeping it this year. That's just me though. That's just one gal's opinion. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go edit this video so that you can see it in time for the announcement day. And, cool. Yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your hardest, no, okay, I'm not gonna do it. All right, anyway, thanks for watching. Love your face. Bye.